Hola, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's me again. We got another thermal imager here. But first, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, support the channel. Free way is just subscribe, like, comment, share the video maybe, or leave your thoughts, experience with thermal imagers and cameras. So today we have another HSFTOOLS, and this is specifically the F2W. So we have this one right here. And this one, unlike the little brother, is a step up, and I'm going to show you what you get. Typically, when you spend a little bit more, you're going to get Wi-Fi support, you're going to get app support, you're going to get like be able to transfer files over the air, you're going to be able to get better resolution, a few extra features, right? So let's open this one up. All right, so you get that similar cable. It is a USB-C to C data cable right here, and then you get the adapter included if you guys have a computer or laptop that only takes the A connection. You have that adapter that is attached to the cable. It is a nice heavy-duty data cable, so you should be able to transfer your files quickly and connect to a device to a computer. You also get a shoulder strap and a little carrying case with this one, so a little bonus feature. I don't think I've ever seen this on a thermal camera. So if you go on to a job site and you want to take your little camera with you, you can do that as well. Take your little camera with you, and inside we have the camera itself. Now this is more along the lines of the ones that I've used or you see me use on this channel. A little bit bigger, but you're going to get a lot more features with that. So let us peel this off and then turn this guy on. You also get a bigger screen right there. All right, so more or less the same concept here. You're going to get a much bigger 3.2-inch screen, so better visual for you. And then as you can tell, it's all orange there. You also get a little shutter protector right there, so we can open that up, and now you have the thermal imager. And just so you guys know the difference, this one has a single lens, which is a thermal imager. Sometimes you'll see a second camera and a laser pointer. This one is just kind of like a high-end but basic, so you only get the thermal camera on this particular model. So here is the camera. We're going to use the cable that came with it, plug it into our USB-C there. Your port is under this flap on top. That is also how you would charge this camera. You can see that it's starting to charge, and then the computer is going to pick it up. For me, it's going to say no name, and if we go into it, it's just like any other camera, and they're all JPEG files. So you can go through, skim through your photos. For what it is, this gives you a pretty good resolution, considering you only have that one thermal camera and there's no dual camera setup on this. But I do feel like the resolution is pretty good. You can kind of tell what you're looking at. Here's our compressor on the left side, and then our receiver on the right. So you can see one's hot, one's cold. You get a very good picture nonetheless. Now, like I told you earlier, you get Wi-Fi capabilities here. So if you go into this setting, go down to more settings, you're going to see a Wi-Fi or wireless LAN option. You're going to go into that one, and you can turn it on. Once you turn it on, it's going to give you all your networks, and you'll be able to type in your password, get hooked up to the Wi-Fi, and from there you would just use your app or their app to connect as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi. For those older guys, it uses a T9 screen for you to type in the password. If you're part of the younger generation, you might not know how to use that, but you can do it here. Now, hotspot is the option if you guys want to, like if you're out on a job site and there is no Wi-Fi to hook up to, this can give off hotspot. So you turn that on and you connect to it on your phone. And then here in the app, you're gonna get basically whatever is on the screen here. Go back to the camera, open up the lens, and you're able to see actually me there. But it's the same thing, and you get touch control on this side. So whatever you can do here, you can do it through your touchscreen. I will say for this option, for the hotspot option, your phone has to have Wi-Fi assist off. So you would go to your cellular settings and make sure that Wi-Fi assist is off. I already toggled it on and off earlier. This is off, and then when you go into the actual app settings, go to your settings, search for the HSF tool, and you'll get these options here. You need to turn off your cellular data. These instructions come out in the app when you get an error if it doesn't connect. So I followed the instructions, but I'm just letting you know. Wi-Fi assist and this cellular option here need to be turned off because your phone is always trying to connect to internet, and if it doesn't, because this doesn't give off any internet, it just gives off a hotspot for you to make a wireless connection. So your phone's gonna revert back to your 5G or whatever it is instead of using the wireless connection. Now, what do you need a thermal camera imager for out in the field? Now, I explained this in most of the other videos, but just in case you haven't seen those yet, a thermal camera can help you in many different scenarios. So this one, obviously, like I mentioned before, the emissivity is important. If you guys want to change that just to get a more accurate reading, go ahead and do so. There is settings that you can change in here. Now, basically what that means is, using this on reflective surfaces. So if you guys, like me, I do refrigeration and HVAC. If you guys are trying to use this, like the other day I was showing a door that I had seen, and it was leaking air, and it was a reach-in cooler. There was air escaping. I was trying to tell them that the gasket was not good anymore. Maybe the door needed some adjusting. I use this to kind of point through. I can see myself in the stainless steel of that door, and I'm warm, so my outline was warm, but I wasn't trying to show them that. I was just trying to show the edge, and you can see the cold air. It was showing like it was like 75 in the building, and then that little edge there was 50. So you could tell that air was coming out, cold air was coming out of that reach-in cooler. So on this side, you're gonna see that there is a center, which is that middle crosshair that tells you what you're pointing at. And then there's gonna be a maximum, which is the hottest point of the image in the screen. And then the minimum is obviously the coldest point of whatever is on the screen. So basically, I can also use it to, like I said, show around the door. I showed them that. I just had to take into account not to pay attention to my reflection. I also have done it before where I show, or I go and kind of pan over compressors. You can kind of tell when one is low on charge because it starts heating up more. You're not getting that cold refrigerant coming back, your superheat. So it's going to be a little bit warmer if you're checking. Like I check a lot of 2-stage and 3-stage HVAC equipment. So basically anything that is temperature related, you can point this at, and you can actually see, right? You're not seeing inside the pipe, but you're seeing the discharge line is very warm, very hot. And then you're gonna see, if you check your suction line, it's very cold. Again, if you have a restriction, you're gonna see a temperature drop. One of the most common ways that I use it is to check defrost. So I check heating elements, electric defrost, things like that. So instead of me going over there and touching the heaters and make sure that they're on, which is like a quick second, and I'm trying to figure out, was that hot? I don't want to leave my hand on there too long. I can just point this at the back of an evaporator where those elements are going to be lined up. If there's several, you can kind of see if any of them have stopped working. Drain heaters, you can check a lot on defrost with a thermal imager. Another one is electrical. It's helped us a lot show customers what we're talking about. So that if there's a breaker box and you have a bad breaker, it's causing it to trip, but there's nothing wrong with the unit. You go over there and you do your checks. Everything's in specs. So we've done that where we have to tell the customer like, hey, let me show you real quick and do that. And then you can also, same thing with like a disconnect box. You have, like I deal with 3-phase, but any wires that are hooked up into a disconnect, if one of them is arcing, there is a bad connection, a loose connection, it generates heat on that wire. So you're gonna see hot spots, arcing. You're gonna be able to see that with a thermal imager. So that can also go for contactors or any loose or bad connections in a circuit, electrical circuit. All of these are able to take pictures. So you have the trigger right here. You just point and shoot, and it gives you a little photo there, and it saves it in the internal storage. Now, once you save that picture, you have different ways to share it. So like I said, most of the time I'm just kind of walking the customer over to whatever issue we have and showing them in real time. But if you need to attach images to an invoice or an email, whatever it is, when you take that picture with the trigger, there's a couple of ways you can share that with a customer or with your employer, whatever it is. You can use that cable, drag them off that way, or you can use their HSF app. Now, when you have the app, you're able to connect to it wirelessly through Wi-Fi, and in there, it's going to give you the album, and you basically go through the album and save the photos that you need to your phone or share it however you need to. So like I mentioned, you have the Wi-Fi capabilities for transferring files. You also have a built-in 16 gigabytes of storage to get you 35,000 thermal images. You have 6 hours of battery life, and it works with temperature ranges of -4 Fahrenheit to 1022 degrees Fahrenheit for most of what we deal with. Leave some comments down below if you guys use thermal imagers at your work. If you guys are looking to start using one, let me know what you think or your opinions. I think these are really cool. I have several and I've always used them. I carry a couple on the van, and it's great for walking around, showing the customer what we found, or doing an inspection. When you have like AC units that are working, but it's still uncomfortable, we go around and start checking for heat infiltration. So we check windows and doors, and we can check, the duct leakage. And that's a big part of it, is showing the customer. So even with me, I will check with a thermometer or something else, but to give a customer a visual, like I fixed your AC unit, and you point it at the vent and it shows that it's blowing out 50-degree air, whatever it is, and the customer's like, great, awesome, let me pay you. End of story, right? I hope you guys enjoyed the video, got something out of it. I'll leave this one linked down below. You guys know already how much I love thermal cameras by now, I think. So appreciate you guys for watching the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys.